I always thought the whispers I heard at night were just the wind, until last night when they started calling my name. I live in a quiet town, nestled against the edge of a dense forest. The trees sway and creak in the darkness, and I've always found comfort in the natural symphony that lulls me to sleep. But last night was different. The familiar rustle of leaves was replaced by a soft, insistent whisper that seemed to seep through the walls of my room. It was as if the night itself had drawn closer, wrapping around my home like a shadowy cocoon. As I lay in bed, the whispers grew clearer, and I realized with a jolt that they were forming words. My name, repeated over and over in a voice that was hauntingly familiar and yet utterly foreign. I tried to convince myself it was just my mind playing tricks, a side effect of too many late nights and caffeine-fueled workdays. But curiosity, or perhaps a deeper, inexplicable pull, got the better of me. I found myself standing on the porch, the chill of the night air biting at my skin as I listened intently. The whispers were louder now, emanating from the direction of the forest. Against my better judgment, I took a step forward, then another, each one echoing in the silence as I moved towards the source. The trees loomed overhead, their branches twisting together to form a canopy that seemed to close in around me. As I ventured deeper, the whispers grew into a cacophony, a chorus of voices that tugged at the corners of my memory. I reached a clearing where the moonlight pooled like liquid silver, illuminating a circle of figures standing still as statues. They were shrouded in shadows, their features obscured, but I felt their eyes on me, heavy with an unsettling familiarity. One of them stepped forward, and I could see it was wearing my face, a grotesque mirror of myself. The whispers intensified, a rush of sound that filled my head until I thought I might scream. The figure opened its mouth, and the voices stopped, leaving a silence that pressed down on me like a weight. The figure spoke, its voice a chilling echo of my own, and it told me things I couldn't comprehend, secrets I shouldn't know, truths about my life and the people I thought I knew. It was as if the forest itself had taken hold of my reality, bending it into a shape I didn't recognize. As the words sank in, the figures began to dissolve, carried away on the breeze like wisps of smoke. I stumbled back, retracing my steps with a heart pounding in my chest. When I finally broke free from the trees, up on the greens, I collapsed onto the ground, the whispers a distant memory. But as I lay there staring up the stars, I realized with a sinking dread that the night no longer felt like a sanctuary. It had become a harbinger of secrets best left buried, and I knew I would never be able to escape the whispers that called to me in the dark.